Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Verde and podcast. This is Bianca.
And this is Claudia. And I'm your number one grandpa.
So, introducing ourselves, a little fun fact about me is that I love astrology. No astrology girlies on TikTok and YouTube. I am not coming for your jobs. This is a fun little segment that we like to call Bianca's Cosmic Corner. So I think the main thing that's happening in the astrology world right now is that we're officially in Sagittarius season, and Claudia's a Sagittarius rising, fun fact, and I'm also a Sagittarius rising, fun fact, which put the both of us together. It's very chaotic. But anyway,
we commit arson.
Sometimes. Oh no, the police might watch this. So Sagittarius season is supposed to be fun. Like, you're supposed to give no fucks. Can we swear on this?
Yes.
Okay. We're supposed to give no fucks whatsoever. But
can we swear on this? Sorry.
So
actually,
So Sagittarius season, Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius begins November 26th. And what that's telling us is that we're not going to have as much fun as we'd like.
You know, I haven't had fun in a while. What are you talking about?
It's going to get worse, bestie. Oh. It's not going to get much better. And so we can expect a slowdown when it comes to hanging out with our friends or trying to make group plans with people. As if making plans with people isn't hard enough, this Mercury retrograde is going to be even harder. And towards the end of the week, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. And usually that's supposed to be a fun time. Like, you know, oh, you're having fun plans, you're going out with people, but that's not the case this time. We can expect to rethink our travel plans, rethink our group plans. You know, those situations where you go to a party and you get there and you're like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. And then you're there and it's like, can I go home? That's what you're going to feel this weekend. So watch out for that. Other than that, it's not going to be a fun time. And Thanksgiving should be very interesting with Mercury in retrograde. And yeah.
Mercury, around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Expect conversations regarding personal beliefs, philosophy, politics to be a little heavy this week. And how fitting it is that it falls on Thanksgiving week. And that's all for Bianca's Cosmic Corner. Maybe next episode we have better.
Our main topic today is just talking about childhood. And yeah, we're just going to talk about how weird we were. And how still weird we are.
Because, you know, I'm a big believer in, you know, seeing yourself when you're younger totally foreshadows when you're older. Because looking back at pictures of us in old videos, and I'm like, that explains so much. 1 + 1 = 2 here. So Claudia's always had an interest in film and acting. And I love to act. You know, that's how I met my husband. Shout out to Bill. But when we were younger, we would always play pretend. Yes, this was the time before iPads and Snapchat for kiddos. Like,
we were not iPad kids.
We were not iPad kids. We did not have access to the internet at that time. That makes me feel really old. But
we had imagination. Anyways.
So Claudia, not only was she the director and the star, she would make me play all the parts. And that's how her career in film started, honestly. She just wanted to do everything.
I want to feel important.
Like, one of her favorite games that she loved playing with me was Mummies. She had an ancient Egypt phase.
You know what?
Everybody had one. Everybody loved
ancient Egypt. I have the weirdest, like, most hyper-focused imagination and obsessions that you could possibly think of, from ancient Egypt to the Titanic to Roman Empire sometimes, which I'm low-key starting to get into right now, to
Winx
Princess
Club.
Oh yeah, that too, but Princess Diana. But like, even like when I was little, like I would have like little weird obsessions with like TV shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and like I wanted to be Katara.
She definitely was a hyperfixation girly. Like she had her seasons.
It's how I dealt with things.
Childhood trauma. Yeah, definitely us pretending that we were Winx Club characters, witch characters. If anybody remembers that one, you're a real one from the early 2000s.
Oh, we pretended we were the Bratz Rock Angels.
Oh, yes, we had a very short-lived music career as a cousin group. One of our favorite things growing up is that whenever in the summertime we would go on walks with my mom, and we live in the south coast of Massachusetts, so we had like plenty of access to parks and beaches around us.
Thinking about it just makes me laugh. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, just go on with the story.
So one summer in particular, I think it might have been like 05, 06, like very mid 2000s. We went to this really cute park that was by the ocean, and this playground was like on the beach, and then we met a bunch of kids there, and one thing led to another. So we started singing Bratz Rock Angel songs, and then we convinced these children that were younger than us, like maybe like first or second graders, that we were the actual Bratz dolls from Bratz Rock
No,
Angels.
but like the way I remember it, this is how I remember it. We suddenly came across, as children, this playground. And you know how playgrounds have like that little bridge area, and sometimes there's like a hump or something like that. So I think it was like Bianca's idea. Or
it probably was.
I think it was both Bianca and Katya, and then I was like, yeah! And then Karina's like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, Karina's the word for it.
And I was just like, but how would they like think we're the Bratz Rock Angels? Like, I just remember like the discussion because we were already like on top of the thing, and there were like kids on like the ground, and they were like all running around and stuff. And then I remember Bianca going like, "Hey guys, we're the Bratz Rock Angels," and it got to the point where like she's like, "Hi, I'm Chloe." Karina's like, "Hi, I'm Jade." Katya, hi, I'm Yasmin. And then I'm like, hi, I'm Sasha, question mark, I'm white. So we're like announcing ourselves. All the kids stop. And they look up, they're like, and I'm just like, I want to die right now. Why did I agree to this? I don't want to do this. And
I was living for that moment.
She was. She's like, oh, my Lizzie McGuire moment. And so I remember like everyone staring at us, and then suddenly everything just clicked at like in my brain, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, I should have followed Karina's pursuit. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And like your mom's watching everything.
And mind you, my mom, she understands English, but she doesn't speak it that well, so she chooses not to. So she's just like enjoying the entertainment, like literally just sitting on a park bench watching.
Excuse me. So we're all children here. Like, no, I don't know how old I was in 06. I was probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So we're like, we know how to dream. We know how to like we start singing Bratz Rock Angels.
Whatever will be, will be.
I don't know why this whole entire experience is like marked in my brain because of the aftermath. We sang the song. Everyone was watching. And then all of a sudden, there was this one kid, and he's like, chase them! And I was like, holy shit. And then suddenly, it's like this child's face is ingrained in my mind. Like, the kid's pointing, and he has like this crazy face, and he's like, ah! And I remember he was like trying to tackle me. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be famous anymore! These are the consequences of fame. I don't want to be famous. So yeah, a little traumatizing, but it was fun. I had my Britney Spears moment. I don't think I want it again, okay? Okay.
I honestly hope that any of those kids, if they remember and you're watching this or listening to this, please comment, because
oh my gosh, yeah, I do need to know this.
If anybody remembers a bunch of crazy girls pretending to be Bratz Rock Angels in the mid 2000s, please comment.
Yeah, because like, man, we started running. I don't know what your mom did. I think she just watched.
Yeah, she did not care. She's like, oh, they're having fun.
She's like, kids are just kids.
They're just gonna do whatever they want.
Because like we are always like just so crazy. Like we were so crazy as children.
So my mom was like, "Oh, this is normal for them."
Yeah, this is like another Tuesday.
só mais uma quarta-feira.
Literally. So like, yeah. I don't know what was up with that. And there's just like we would speak in British accents as children, and
We convinced a man at the post office that we were actually British kids visiting our aunt, aka my mom.
let's move on to our biggest imagination of them all. Imagining Neopets and Pokemon.
Yes, we would pretend
We would see Neopets.
and Pokemon.
Was that imagination or was that mental illness brewing in our brains? Because, bestie, I am mentally ill.
I honestly think we were just creative little kids, and we're still creative adults.
We would literally go for walks and we're like, look at Tigro, he's so cute.
Look at Kachik! I saw 3 Kachiks, and I want to pinch their cheeks.
And like we were going for walks and like we're just like, yeah, we. And I'm like, Pikachu. And then like we're in the car.
Wait, was that the day of the car accident?
Yeah.
No,
so there was
like,
a car accident.
Sorry, this took a dark turn, but not really. We were fine. It was just
fine.
basically
Everyone,
like a fender bender.
Yeah, it was like, you know, someone hit the back of us. And
Yeah.
whatever.
My mom used to drive this old red Ford station wagon, and if you remember Ford station wagons, if you're into cars, they had a very big trunk area that almost looked like a playroom back there. That's how big it was.
I know, it was very roomy, which was great to like fit all our Neopets in.
I mean, they had to be stuffed
And like
somewhere.
my Neopet, I was like, my Neopet's on the roof because he's cool. And then literally we got into a car accident, and I was like, oh no, Tigro!
And then
He flew.
And then Katya, she loved Shoiru, our cousin Katya. She's like, he flew away.
Like this is how we dealt with our first ever car crash, and we weren't so little, but like we were little. Like,
yeah.
I was the youngest, so like I felt like I was littler than everyone
I
else.
mean, not dissociation, but trying to have an out of body experience. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain that, but
you know, as I was talking about this reminded me of a childhood memory that I hold very fondly.
which one?
We made a film about Witch.
Did we?
Yeah, we made a film about Witch, which is like this comic that we were obsessed with. And after we filmed this movie, Bianca sits down and she's like, woo, I feel constipated.
Oh, yeah.
And in my brain, my young brain, I was just like, Bianca, I didn't know you were having a baby.
And then our cousin Matt just spits out his water.
Starts dying.
And mind you, I was like maybe 12 or 13 at this point. And people we went to middle school with at the time, this is when people did not like take birth control. So like we saw a lot of pregnant middle schoolers. And that's why Matt was like, whoa, hold the phone. What's going on?
Because he heard constipation and I was like, whoa, baby. I'm like, how are you having a baby? I didn't know. Because you know what? I blame you. Okay,
Me?
Here's another thing.
Oh.
Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Tum. Okay, here we go. Narnia.
Curly Chin. We called him Curly Chin.
I don't know. Some people might find that kinky.
You used to say, this is how I thought constipation equaled pregnant. Because you're like, oh, Mr. Tumnus, he looks constipated. He looks like he's gonna have a baby. Blah, 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 blah. So then I was in my head, I'm like, oh, constipation equals pregnancy. But I didn't know what pregnancy was, so I thought constipation meant you were pregnant. So that's why I thought that. And then Matt calls Julie over, and Julie's like, no, that's not what it means. And luckily, I wasn't that type of child who would ask further about how pregnancy worked and stuff. But
yeah, and Claudia just left it at that. She's like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's what it is. But it was just really funny. I used to sleep over Bianca's house a lot.
Like,
We'd have summer parties like all the time.
and we used to share a bed, and
Oh
my
my god, a
sister,
twin bed.
yeah, Portuguese problems. Anyway, so we would share a bed, and then Claudia one night was like, "Oh, we should go get a
No,
snack."
okay, you know what? We made it into a thing and then it became an obsession and an addiction, okay? Because now it felt like playing chicken. Who's gonna catch us? Are we going to be caught? That is the question. How well are we gonna be these spies? Because we pretended we were spies. And we would do they're going through the lasers and shit.
And we would literally not even walk. So we get off
We
of the
love
bed.
Totally Spies.
We were crawling on the floor. And like from my bedroom to the kitchen was literally not that far. Like it was literally my bedroom, the bathroom, and then the kitchen that shared the wall with the bathroom. So literally right there. And we were on our hands and knees crawling to go get cookies.
We've had a pretty good run of like sneaking around and never getting caught.
Not even my parents.
No. And so like I guess one night we were a little too loud. We got a little too comfortable and we got the cookies. But then we heard Grandma. We heard Vava and she's like, "Okay,
what is this?
Bandits!
Burglars!"
And so we're like, shit. And we're like, we have to go into the bed right now. And so we didn't even have time to get, like, we usually get like little papers for like our like cookies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had no time. And like we were like munching. And like we went under the covers and we're like, you need to pretend to sleep. Oh my god, we're freaking out. Like the stakes were high, okay? We did not want to get caught. Like it was a thing. And so like our grandma starts freaking out. And she's like, the banshees. And so like she wakes up the whole house. And so your mom and dad wake up. Karina's fast asleep.
Karina was knocked out.
Bianca and I are like under the covers.
Yeah, we were under the covers pretending to sleep.
Yeah, because then she like poked her head into the room and she saw that both of us were fine. But like, and then like your dad's like, "Oh, just go back to bed. I don't think it was anything." And like our grandma was like, "No, like I heard something. There was movement in this household." Oh, and so the next morning, Bianca's mom found the cookie crumbs in the bed.
And she was pissed. She's like, "O que é isso? Vocês estão a comer na cama? You guys are eating in the bed? Selvagens. Savages."
So, yeah. And then I felt bad because, like, we made grandma look crazy for a night.
Yeah, looking back.
I mean, that's just childhood, though.
I mean, we were kids.
We didn't know what the repercussions of, like, pretending to be spies to get cookies for a midnight snack was gonna be.
And, like, making our grandma look crazy and thinking she was
but,
imagining things.
like, granted, your mom found, like, the cookie crumbs, so, like, she's definitely put two and two together when it came to that.
She definitely knew. It's like,
and she probably went up to Vavon and was like, it was them.
Yeah, they just got cookies because they couldn't wait till the next morning.
Funny. But yeah, is there anything else before we close it off?
I don't know. We've had like
there's still a lot of lore to us, but like these are things that really popped up.
I remember one. Do you want to talk about Feral Fury?
Oh my god.
So I'm sure carnival rides are pretty much the same across the United States, but back in the mid 2000s, there was this really like iconic ride that they put up together at these like carnival amusement parks, like in less than a day. It was called Feral Fury, and it was a boat, and it was literally like King Tut on the boat, and it would go up really high, and then it would pendulum back really high, and then it would go up again.
Yeah.
And growing up, we used to go to this Portuguese feast that's like held every year, and it's massive and it's huge, and like they had a bunch of carnival rides. So we decided to go on Feral Fury because we always saw it for years, but never felt brave enough.
And this is when I was in my I'm obsessed with Egyptian stuff era, okay?
When I was
So,
the
like,
mummy in her
I
productions.
used to like literally watch this ride with starry eyes. And I'm like, wow, I really want to go on there. So, you know what? Sometimes you don't need to wish for these things.
Sometimes you can just let your mind
You
fantasize about it.
You can accept and enjoy things from afar. Because one day I was finally able to go on this ride. Mind you, I was like, oh, okay, I can finally go on here. Oh, I'm a little scared. Carnival rides, they don't seem very safe.
And we were seated all the way in the back.
So you feel it more compared to like the middle. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And they're like, no, it's fine.
It's fine.
And
we should
so
do it.
I was just like, I feel like there's something wrong with the seat. Like the buckle's not buckling. I don't know. I don't feel like secure enough in this for like this ride to like keep going wee woo, like back and forth. And so we're like on it. Everyone's having a great time. I'm in the corner getting traumatized. Bro, when they say you have a gut feeling about something, it's 99% of the time true. Okay? I felt like I wasn't strapped in enough. Tell me why my ass be flying off that thing every single time we get up into the sky. Okay? I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna fly off of the Pharaoh and Fury and become a mummy myself.
And fun fact, so we were up so high that we could see the cathedral that was like 6 streets away.
And it's huge.
And this cathedral is massive. It's very much like a French style cathedral. Like think Notre Dame.
Like very gothic.
Very tall in height. And that's how high up we were.
Yeah, and I was sitting next to you and I'm like, Bianca, you don't feel like you're gonna fall off of this thing? Because I do. And you're like, no! Wow! And I'm like, Bianca, I'm gonna die!
I felt bad looking back.
I was Claudia so traumatized.
Claudia was like on the verge of a panic attack. Like
I like literally every single time, like it was like going like getting to like the end of it, like my butt would go whoop and then whoop. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh, this is the moment. So like I always felt like I was gonna die there. That was gonna be like I was like, great, Claudia's gonna die on the Pharaoh Fury.
But here you
I still go on carnival rides though.
Yeah, that's one ride I don't think I'll ever ride again as an adult.
Yeah, I'll never do like a boat ride like that.
No, like those yo-yo swings, those are fun.
Yeah.
The hang glider rides, sure.
Yeah, those are fun.
But that trapped cage thing, no.
Oh god.
No, absolutely not.
Anyways, to close out this podcast, we're gonna talk about something that's I don't know, that we see
pop culture?
Pop culture, something that we see that's interesting in pop culture. I don't really know if this is pop culture, but has anyone been getting the Kermit the Frog, like, TikToks?
Crash Out Kermit! Yes.
Crash Out Kermit? Crash Out Kermit. And he's like, I'm a diva.
I'm a diva. I'm a diva.
So, like, he's, like, listening to, like, really sad music and then, like, dancing to Beyonce afterwards. But like every single time I pass the live, I'm like, ooh, let me like screen record just to be like, haha, this is me, depressed Kermit.
And then all of a sudden,
the moment, like literally the moment, every single freaking moment I like start screen recording, it goes, I'm a diva, I'm a diva. Like he's like sitting there like all sad, and then suddenly he starts dancing, and I'm like, why do I always catch this?
That is literally me.
I have really good time. I guess.
Honestly, I relate to Crash Out Kermit because I could be stressed the fuck out. Even my husband can attest to this. Like, I could be stressed out, then all of a sudden I have my AirPods in and I'm just shaking ass around the house.
Also, like, shout out to Crash Out Kermit because, like, good for you for making that money. Make that bank. And I'm surprised that you haven't been, like, talked to by...
Oh, the Sesame Street
Sesame Street or anything like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean... It's just making people laugh. And like,
Yeah.
why sell the Kermit puppet to people if you don't think people are gonna use it?
No, exactly.
You know, I think they're like half expecting it, honestly.
But
And
yeah, Crash Out Kermie is very interesting, and I can't wait to see how far he'll go. I see him on TikTok lives, like fighting, like dueling against people to see how many likes he can get. It's just interesting. But
he's
yeah.
definitely a creator that deserves a follow.
Yeah. Shout out to Kermie. Anyways, goodbye everyone.
Hope you enjoyed getting to know us on our very first episode. If there's any topics you want us to discuss, drop a comment. We'll consider it for a future episode.
Yeah.
All right.
I was sorry I was experiencing my NAM flashbacks. Also, R.I.P. Liam Payne. We love you, homie, and I hope you're teaching everyone up in heaven that strip that down dance. I believe in you, Leroy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I had to. Yeah. Anyways, peace out.
Bye.